Hey, what's up, people, man? It's Raise the Bar again. I know everybody's freaking out about this SCOTUS or Supreme Court immunity case thing, or the ruling this morning, and I was freaked out myself, so I can't even front. But I guess when you sit back and think about it, official acts. This opinion to me is something they could have said 6 months ago, because everyone has pretty much known this. They didn't really say anything that was really out of the box. I mean, for example, if a president, at war, he can't be prosecuted for that because that's an official act. But the problem I have with the ruling today is the lack of motive that can be included when you're talking about criminal acts. If you're trying to prosecute a president or an ex-president, their motive cannot be put into the situation, essentially. And so I just think that's the part that's crazy, because it's the one thing, intent or motive is the one thing that sometimes separates the crimes. For example, if I'm riding down the street and I accidentally run over somebody and kill him, well, my intent was not to kill him. But if I'm riding down the road and I see a guy I don't like, and then I run him over in my car, well, my motive or my intent ups the crime. It doesn't go from involuntary manslaughter to, it's murder. And so when you talk about a president from a president's standpoint, yeah, he can talk to his vice president about a number of things. But if those things are to commit a crime, under this ruling, as far as I know, and I'm not a lawyer, so if there's some lawyers out here that actually see this, you can maybe improve my knowledge on the law thing. But if I talk to, say, for example, Trump talks to Pence, if he talks to him about trying to overthrow the government, well, that's a part of the motive of doing all the fake electors and all these other things. But it can be considered an official act because he is president talking to his vice president, which I think gives a humongous gray area when you start talking about crimes. I just think it was a really, really bad ruling, and not necessarily a bad ruling. I think the thing is, to me, they could have said this 6 months ago, and we could still have a trial before the election. But the fact that they sat on this to basically tell us stuff that we've pretty much already known, and then they're sending it back to the lower courts to make a list of what things are official and unofficial, which then takes more time. By that time, President Trump could be, former President Trump, the disgusting traitor that he is, could be back in office. And then this whole trial goes away. So then the American people don't get a chance to vote on a president that either was found guilty of trying to overthrow the government or doing all the stuff that he did, whatever the indictments are. You don't even get to find that out before he runs for president again. So he was accused of trying to overthrow the government or overthrow the election. But then we can't find out as Americans if he was found guilty of trying to do that thing before the next election, which to me just doesn't make sense. It's just like him being a felon. As far as I know, felons can't vote. So the felons out there can vote for a guy that can't vote for himself. How does that? They can't vote. So if the felons can't vote, then how can the felon be the one that's going to be the president? The American system to me is really, 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 really lost its way. And with the Supreme Court, there's nothing we can do about it. That's the thing. The frustrating thing, with presidency or a mayor or whatever, you can vote them out. You have to endure the 2 years or 4 years or whatever, but at the end of the day, you can vote them out. The Supreme Court can be there forever. So it just, and then for them to do blatant things, a Chevron opinion or decision just last week, is just as bad. People aren't noticing, but when the government when they're taking away the power for the EPA or the Securities and Exchange to monitor, like, the water that we drink or the air that we breathe or the food that we eat, when you take off those restraints from those organizations that are built to keep the checks and balances and regulations on these companies, when you take that power away, now you're putting at risk regular Americans. So it's not just this ruling. It is the accumulation of these rulings. Homeless people can be thrown in jail for being homeless. Like I said, the Chevron thing. I mean, it's the abortion deal, this immunity thing. Like, it just seems like the government or the Supreme Court has just really gone way out to the right. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say how it's going to look for us in a couple of years, but I know for like the Roe v. Wade thing, that stuff is having consequences like today. And then Trump being basically immune from this prosecution until after the presidency or whatever case, it's just another slap in the face. I just think it's ridiculous. I just think we're really getting out of control. And the people that are, supporting these kind of things are the ones talking about being patriots, but they seem to be the most least patriotic. I mean, we've had 44 presidents before Trump, and none of them argued this immunity thing. None of them had a January 6th event. And then we're just okay. So there's a reason why this criminal is asking for criminal immunity. Because like I heard earlier, only criminals ask for criminal immunity. If I'm not a criminal, I wouldn't ask for immunity because I'm not a criminal. So, I don't know, America pack, strap up, man. We are, and not strap up with no guns. I don't do the gun thing. But I mean, strap your seatbelts, man, because we be in for a ride. These next couple of years going to be really, really interesting, man. Regardless of who shake, if Trump loses, which I think he will, that's going to cause some issues. Might have another January 6th thing. If Trump wins, then we know what's coming with that. So it's going to be interesting, man. Strap in your seatbelts, bro. Get ready in your seats, man, because it's going to be interesting. But that's all I'm going to take today, man. Sorry if it was a little long. I'll probably put this up somewhere else. But raise the bar, man, and be better. That's all I can tell you. Be better. Peace.